rappers. If I send the dressers, they gon' come and stretch.
What it is, it's your boys Deuce and Teddy reporting with the facts, opinions, and BS straight from the top of the key. What's good?
I just like to say, you can see that. Can't really see it. It says blessed.
Yes, you are. I try to
Two
tell
things
everybody,
happened today. Two
be
things
blessed.
happened today.
What happened?
Bills won first and foremost. Shout out to them
What's
Bills.
special about the Bills?
They gave KC that much needed loss. They needed to humble them boys first and foremost. And
This
second,
goalpost? Nah, this top of the key. Why we talking about football?
we always we mention other sports. And shout out to the Mavericks for getting a win and finishing off the game. Y'all almost lost it.
Oh
My
yeah,
goodness. Almost
I know you was
lost it.
stressing.
Man, up by 12 with like 2 minutes, 3 minutes left, and almost lost the game. Bro, we gotta finish these games.
I low key think if they had one big, but me and you was just going over, they didn't have anybody over 6'5". They had one player 6'6". If they had one big in the game, that probably would have been what happened to get y'all to lose, because y'all 53 rebounds, they got 29 rebounds. And I don't know if y'all was just missing a lot or y'all was just selfish. I mean, it was a low shooting game, 84, 80 shots on each side, 84, 87. Low shooting game, but y'all only had 18 assists. So I don't know if y'all was selfish or y'all just couldn't. It wasn't like I
It
shot
was
horribly.
it
It was
was it was
47.
1-on-1. If you watch the game,
Yeah.
Hardy went 1-on-1, Spence Dinwiddie went 1-on-1, and Kyrie went 1-on-1, and PJ went 1-on-1.
Yeah.
It was a lot of ISO ball. Like they just attacking.
So
Attacking.
where do you see Clay fitting in with no Luca? Because I'm looking 25 minutes, 5 points, 3 rebounds, 2 steals, 1 block, 1 for 11 from the field, 1 for 8 from the 3-point line. Do you really see him fitting in with that style of play? Or is it like, hey, you a complimentary
Mm.
piece to Luca?
Just do what you defensively, be a nuisance, be a bother, give us as much of that old Clay you can give. Because when Luca ain't on the court, Kyrie and others get to step up. But Kyrie get free reign. Like that dude was just hitting shots that was just crazy. He played like somebody down at the rec playing ball. And to give everybody else a chance to really do their thing that we know that they can do. Spence did really hit big shots. Hardy was hitting shot. He was playing just like Kyrie. We had two Kyries out there.
Yeah.
Just shaking and baking. I'm talking switching, crossing, spinning, fadeaway shots. I'm like, wow.
Hey, you gotta think, because back when Spencer Dinwiddie was when they was doubting him and D'Lo, you know what I'm saying? Them runs with the Nets, D'Lo was going crazy. Spencer Dinwiddie was going crazy. And then, you know,
Spin got that bag. Spence Dinwiddie
yeah.
got the bag when he was sidestepping three in the second half.
I'm
Like
just happy
looking,
that y'all get to see that because bringing him back just for him to be a shell of himself is a loss to y'all. You know what I'm saying? So getting him to be comfortable to understand, like, hey, but I already know they looking at Jalen Hardy like you the next one because Jalen Hardy got grit. Like I know his name now. He doing something. So it's kind of like low key, like when you know you was running Dallas, you was that key piece in Dallas, then you got traded away, then they bring you back and you see you all the way at the end of the bench. If you ain't got that resiliency, you ain't got that grit, you lose yourself in the mix. And I think that's kind of what happened to him. But it's
he
nice to
still
see
he
that.
still gets some clock. Like
Nah,
he
it
ain't,
ain't about getting the clock, it's about what you do. Like this the
but
first
he
game that you done said, then Woody got a bag, been in his bag, all this other stuff. Outside of that, it wasn't there.
But that's it's more so because of the way that Luca played,
Oh
how
yeah.
much he got the ball in his hands. When he not there, everybody got the green light. Like this dude was dribbling down, sidestepping, shooting. Just nobody was really passing the ball. Like we would
Yeah.
swing it, but it was 1-on-1 rec ball today,
Yeah.
and I loved it.
So look, don't judge. I got an Under Armour shirt on, you know what I'm saying? 2 basketball practices today. I just got back from a basketball practice, had enough time to get a little grub. So this is what it is. So don't judge me. This is my fitness attire. But uh, you know, on to the mainframe, big ups to my boy. Let me see if I can go and get this cracking real quick since you done took us somewhere off topic. Let me see if I can get this cracking real quick. Hold on. This is something we ain't seen in a while. So let me see, man. You see that? You see that, Teddy?
Mm-mm.
Hold on. Hold on. Here you go. Here you go. Hold on, right there. Bam. You can see it
There we
now.
go. Yeah. Yep.
All right. Now, looking at that, it's something we ain't seen in a long time. Golden State Warriors and that number 1 seed. Thank you, Ted Meister and them Mavericks. We had it anyway because I think we'd have had it similar, once we play our game tomorrow, get a dub in. But y'all went ahead, so it allowed us to be 10-2 and the number 1 seed win tomorrow, 11-2. And we good. You see, we still got one more game to play to catch up to OKC. But even if we, what I'm saying, we're 11-3 with them, we're gonna be in that number 1 seed because we beat them. We was a part of that first, the first 2 losses that they took. So I just wanted to go ahead and throw that out there. Since he was real off topic, I was going ahead and say big ups to them Golden State Warriors. You know what I'm saying? I ain't mad at y'all. Y'all keep balling. But for what we need to be talking about, let's get into talking about this MVP conversation. Let's talk about that. So you want to start off with who you think, or you want to get into this Kia ladder report?
Might as well get into the key ladder report.
Let's get it done. All right, so I'm pulling this up. I
So
know
I
who I
think
think
also
in number 2. This is as of November 15th, Kia ladder. All right, so what we got? Excuse me. First up, Nikolai Jokic, number 1. Um, He going with 29.7 points per game, 13.7 rebounds per game, 11.7 assists per game, so averaging a triple double. And now you see his triple double to where it's not just, you know, 10 assists, it's over 10 assists. It's not just 20, like mid 20 points. He's sub 30, sub 30. Second place, Jason Tatum. That's no shocker. I was reading up on it. They say Jason Tatum got that second place locked up. His team, what they like 10-2? Let me
three,
go.
they just lost again.
The Boston Celtics 11-3, but Jason Tatum coming through 30.2 points per game, 7.6 rebounds per game, 5.6 assists per game. So we done seen his numbers higher than that last year. Second best team in the East, and with 11-3, they'll be behind the Warriors right now. So it'll be the Cavaliers, the Warriors, the Celtics, Thunder with that tie for the 3rd seed. You got KD, number 3. He was previously number 6. Um, but KD at the number 3 spot with 27.6 points per game, 6.6 rebounds per game, 3.4 assists per game. And then you got Shea at the number 4 with 27.9 points per game, 6.3 points per game. Assists per game, 1.8 steals per game. And Anthony Davis at the 5th spot with 30.2 points per game, 10.8 rebounds per game with 2.1 blocks per game. So big ups, AD. He said he ain't letting Wemby run away with that Defensive Player of the Year. And next 5, Steph Curry, Giannis, Luka, Donovan Mitchell, LeBron James, and then some honorable mentions. That's right there at the cups to be in the top 10. Jaylen Brown, Anthony Edwards, Domantas Sabonis, Karl Anthony Towns, Victor Wembanyama. That's crazy, Victor Wembanyama up there. So as far as the top 5, what caught my eye, and I wish we talked about it earlier, was when AD was in number 1 spot. Crazy. Street clothes put some respect on his name. That man is out there balling NBA shoes. That's what we're gonna call him. Hey, he was at the number 1 spot. And for me, I was extra happy because I remember when he was the brow embracing, having a uni and he was blocking everything. Like when he's on the Pelicans and he was young, AD, that I was a huge fan of AD. Huge fan of AD. It wasn't until he started wearing a bunch of clothes like me and you were to where it was just kind of like, okay. So it was good seeing him in the top five. I mean, at the number one spot, but he's still in the top five. So big ups to him. Um, I personally think that Shea should have a spot over KD. Um, I personally think he should have a spot over KD. Uh, I don't really know how they make sense of that, but KD always kind of get the benefit of the doubt, really. I mean, because at the time when KD was in the top three, OKC was undefeated. So looking at OKC, do you have another superstar on your team? No, no, no. KD, you got a superstar in D Book and then an ex-franchise player in Bradley Beal. So,
I mean, that'll be the same for AD though, with LeBron James.
AD's actually doing something though. So KD and SGA kind of just similar, but KD's record, I mean, what's his name? SGA's record was better. So, I mean, granted, they done moved down to the number two seed. And the Suns is down in the number 5 seed, 9-5, and OKC 11-3. But we know if especially SGA still playing and KD hurt, I think you go ahead and move KD down.
He gonna be
But
moved down next week because he gonna be out for a while.
yeah, he will be.
So this
I'm
is
shocked to see the Nuggets. I don't know how Jokic is up there with the Nuggets being in the sixth spot, and they was like in the 12th spot. I mean, I get it. Jokic's numbers was crazy. When they was talking about he was on a decline, he was still doing triple doubles. So I don't really know how we got his name in the mix.
I think
Um,
because they on a win streak. I think.
yeah, but still not to be number one. Nah, bro, you need to go ahead and move down. I think one of the people who gets snubbed a lot in this MVP talk is DeMonte Sabonis. He gets snubbed a lot. He got a double-double down in every game. Ain't the superstar his team, but you can make the argument. He's just not a Hollywood superstar. You can easily make the argument for him to be a superstar. That's how I feel. So I don't quite understand how he's never in the top 10. I don't understand it. How he not in the top 10. Definitely. I mean, I think it's because he don't score a lot. He 20, 11. That's probably where he at 20, 11. That's why he don't get it. I'm finna go on and look at that. But what's your take on DeMontis Sabonis?
Um, I guess he ain't. He ain't got enough personality. I guess
He need to be like
in the MVP.
Jalen Brown, huh?
He ain't got enough personality. I guess he just ain't a household name to these other folks compared to these other folks, which is crazy. Maybe think about it. He probably got like some crazy type of record with double doubles in games, double digit points, double digit rebounds. Every now and then he'll sprinkle in a triple double. But them points and rebounds, it's like he was the rebound champ a few years ago.
Yeah,
Like
DeMontis Sabonis, you gotta put
he
some
always
respect
up
on that
there.
man's name.
He always be up there. Like I
So
guess
DeMontis
just
Sabonis, he 12.5 rebounds, 12.5 rebounds per game, and then points per game 20. And I think that's the thing. His points are at 20. So if he was averaging 25 to 27, I think he'll be up there.
gotta be. What's his assist at?
6.6.
See, that's respectable. It's just the points just be
Yeah.
like if he would have had another 5 points a game, his numbers matching the other guys up there.
Yep.
Anthony Davis numbers, SGA, if he get another 5 points.
Only person averaging more rebounds than him is Jokic, 13.7.
Yeah, in the MVP race. Yeah. They're fighting the whole NBA, huh?
Yeah.
He averaged more than Wemby and AD, huh?
Who,
But
Jokic?
no, Sabonis.
You talking about rebounds, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they not even in the top five. You got Zubac 12.2, Cat 12.2, Giannis 12.3, and then Sabonis and Jokic.
Mm-hmm. So
And it's crazy because you got Giannis with 32.3 points per game. He's leading the league in points per game. Then he in top three for rebounds, 12.3 rebounds.
he in the honorable mentions with Sabonis too.
Yeah, but you would think he would be higher on that list with them
What the
numbers.
what that team looking like
Because he
though?
beating AD in rebounds. He beating AD in points. But like you say, what they team look like, but you can't really bring that up because you got Jokic. But it's a difference. Jokic and the Nuggets on the come up. Giannis and the Bucks struggling. So um
Mm-hmm. I wonder what curriculum do they use for MVP? What are they standards? How do they
I don't
go
really
off
know
of?
what they standards are, to be honest. I really think it's more of one of those most valuable players, like just a name, but really we looking at who gets the buckets and then do other stuff on that team. So that's kind of what I think. So I think points will always be like uppermost, and then it's whatever else you add to the table. Um,
Yeah, because we've never seen a defensively
sound
sound player win an MVP
like maybe sub 20s, but blocks,
yeah,
steals, something
and
like that.
rebounds.
Yeah,
Like you never seen a Ben Wallace or a Drew
yeah,
Holiday. Like I mean, we can't say Michael Jordan because he also put up 30 some points a game too
exactly.
with his defense. So what is it? We never seen a defensive sound player lead or even be on the charts for MVP. Because now Wemby on his offensive bag, this season so far for him to be in the honorable mentions, you
But
know,
3.7 blocks, 3.7 blocks. Hey, he doing that. Steals. I ain't up there. Shit, Steph Curry up there with the steals. He the in a number four spot with 2 steals per game. Ooh, look at Bam up there, 2 steals per game. Jordan Poole up there with 2.3 steals per game. And that little Dyson Daniels with 3.8 steals per game. That's what's up. That's what's up. So yeah, so hey, keep tuned in to this MVP. Um this MVP race. Stay tuned in. Because you already know it's forever changing. You know it's forever changing. Stay tuned in. But let's get on to the next. So we got the Milwaukee Bucks. The drama, the dilemma with the Milwaukee Bucks, bro. Do you detect turmoil in the locker room, or do you think this is just it's a necessary phase to go through as they try to reach the ultimate goal?
man, I feel like it's been that way since they fired they coach from last year, old boy, and put in Doc Rivers. I feel like it's been a downhill slide since then.
So
Like,
would you say that's where they went wrong?
yes,
That's where they went wrong. What was their record when they fired them? They were like 30-13.
yes, they was number one or number two in the conference at the time, one or two when they fired him, which don't make any sense. But ever since then, because when they first got the trade for Dame in the offseason, everybody was kind of like, this is it. Giannis got the help that he need, because a lot of teams in today's NBA need a second superstar, all star, in order to get you over that hump, you know. And when they got Dame, everybody was like, "Oh snap! Giannis got Dame. It's going to be a problem," and it never really turned into what the hype was.
Yeah. So peep this. 30-13 with Adrian Griffin. You scratching like why would we fire him? Since then, 22 and 29. So not only you've been losing, you done lost more games, but you got a negative record. A negative
Below
record.
500. You're below 500. You was you was twice as high as 500, and you go to negative 500.
Negative.
It's,
It's crazy that you would do that.
it's frustrating to say the least, and it almost gives off the impression that people might not want to play.
I think it's a lot going on. Like bringing in such a big name like D Lil, it makes sense. Because like I've said, you got to be careful. Is this my team or your team? You're going to enter that conversation. And then things like it start to affect the locker room, it start to affect what's going on. But at the same time, Giannis like, hey, I gotta make sure little bro feel welcome. That's big bro, really. I gotta make sure big bro feel welcome to do his thing. So I think they both it's a new situation for the both of them. But I've always remember I told y'all last year, they don't talk about Giannis, D Lil, and Middleton as a big three. So you gotta think about what that does to Middleton as well. It's a lot that's going on. It's a lot, it's big ass elephants in that room when they're in that locker room. So they gotta figure that piece out. But I feel like it's karma. It's karma for Doc Rivers, but it's karma for the organization. Because regardless what Doc Rivers was saying and who back he was scratching or who owed him a favor, they shouldn't have done that to Adrian Griffin. You had positive momentum. Why not see where that took you? He wasn't an interim coach. He was your head coach. You hired him. And within the same season, you fired him. And it wasn't like he was just losing all this other stuff. Adrian Griffin had y'all in a good way. And now look at y'all. Y'all, I don't even think people consider y'all right now as a team to be feared in the East. The only team with green that they fear in the East is the Celtics. It used to be the Bucks. And then if some other teams just chose to don some green, maybe. But it's the Celtics. That's it. They know. I think it's karma. I think it's karma. Y'all did Adrian Griffin wrong.
Very well could be.
So where do you think they go next?
I would disassemble. Is what I would do.
Yeah.
See what my franchise player needs in order to be happy. Give him the LeBron James treatment. And what I mean by that is get a man what he wants. Get a man what he want, what he think he need to help get them back into competing for a title and contention for a title. You got to get rid of Dame and get a bigger defender and a guard. If we got to finally cut ties with Chris Middleton because he just taking my money and not playing. He in street clothes more than anything. He not that knockdown shooter no more.
You know what I've
Like,
seen floating around? Chris Middleton, and I think one other piece to the Rockets. And the Rockets will get, the Bucks will get Dylan Brooks.
Okay.
They need that defensive piece. They need that
The
feisty
defender.
fucker out there. That'll be good energy. That'll be good. That'll be good energy. Because right now you don't really got anybody on your team that's gonna protect Giannis except you got Squidward. He out there, so he'll protect Giannis.
Yeah. Bobby Portis will,
Yeah,
but
Bobby Portis go protect Giannis.
he'll do that. But
yeah.
them being on the court at the same. Look, man, get you Dylan Brooks. It would be nice.
Yeah.
It'll be
Especially
nice.
Dylan Brooks, he's available a lot. So the best available what'd you say?
The best ability is availability.
Is availability. There you go. Yeah. So
the best ability is availability. Yeah. He gonna give you a lot of mouth. He gonna give you a lot of grit. And he can defend the best player on the
and he's been
court.
growing offensively. Granted, he was Ja Morant's number 2. So we know what he can do.
Number 3.
No, he was number 2. Who was Ja's number 2?
Bane.
I'm talking about before Bane, though. Before Bane.
Was he there before Jackson, too?
I think
Jr.?
so. I think so. Because it was him and Dylan Brooks running it. Dylan Brooks got hurt. Because that's when, remember, you got to think when Iggy went there, and I think Jay Crowder went there, and they was like forcing the trade. That's when Iggy left the Warriors the first time and then got traded to the Heat. And Dylan Brooks was like, bro, we ain't want to run with you anyway. To hell with all y'all old asses. They took offense to that. And that's when the Grizzlies started stepping up. That was before Ja had that big Hollywood name. That's when he was coming up. Do your research. Telling you. That's back before it was a mouthy Dylan Brooks, a dirty Dylan Brooks. That's back when his hair was shorter. You know what I'm saying? And he was just like, hey, pretty much fuck y'all. Y'all don't want to be here. We don't want you here. Look it up. But now let's talk about some teams to watch. So first we'll start off with teams that are struggling. And you can talk about teams that are struggling that you wouldn't necessarily think would be struggling, or you can talk about teams who are struggling that we all knew was struggling. But pick a team from the East and the West. Yo, go.
Mavericks are struggling. We just got us a dub. Two
Who does
dubs,
back to
but
back?
we've been struggling. When you lose 4-5 games all by 3 points or less, that oh my gosh, just can't bring it home. It's killer. It's a struggle, but I ain't gonna go too deep into it. Mavericks know what they got to do. They finally starting to see some dubs, so they can build that confidence and get back to what they've been doing, my boys. And on the other side, obviously, the Bucks. They hit and miss the Bucks. You know, like we talked about, too much turmoil over there. Also, the Knicks.
Hey, don't
You
be
know, the
greedy,
Knicks.
mofo. One.
You finna talk about the Knicks?
One. Don't be greedy.
We already talked about the Bucks. That's why I wasn't finna go into the Bucks. I was talking about the Knicks. But go ahead, take it. Take it.
So mine from the East, I got the Philadelphia 76ers. We know what it is. Y'all rock by injuries. PG, Embiid, PG comeback slight, still trying to get into the swing of things. Embiid not over there knocking out. You know what I'm saying? He hitting them with the octagon punch, the John Bones Jones kicks to them reporters because they disrespecting them. So he gets suspended on top of being injured. Then Maxey get injured. So we know what that's about. New roster, injuries. Either way it go, they struggling. They sitting 10-2. They still got plenty. You got 70 games left in the season. You got plenty of time to turn this thing around to make it in the playing in, which I think that's what they will be at a minimum. If health comes back to your favor. In the West, struggling, I say the New Orleans Pelicans. Same thing. Injuries. If I'm BI, I'm getting out of there. Zion cannot and will not stay healthy. That is unfortunate. That's made out of wood, knocked on wood, but we're gonna call a spade a spade. DeJounte Murray, he will
We
be
have
able to.
not seen their team yet.
DeJounte Murray will stay healthy, but 2 years ago, Pelicans was the best team in the West, and then injuries happened. Same thing, Pelicans top team in the West last year, and then injuries happened. Same thing, Pelicans was, granted it was early because it's still early in the season. Injuries happen, so that's with them. You already said Dallas Mavericks, but I'm gonna go with the Pelicans. I'm gonna go with the Pelicans. So give me a team, one team, mofo. One team in the West and one team in the East that you say these are teams to beat or these teams on the up and up. One in the East, one in the West.
The up and up, obviously, Denver Nuggets. Once they start getting in the groove of stuff, and Jokic playing like he playing, dangerous man. It ain't that they not beatable, but it's going to be hard to beat them. It's a game you just don't want to have to play, especially coming off of a back-to-back and going in a city. So definitely on the up and up, the Mavericks. The Nuggets. And on the other side, that east side, it's pretty easy. It's pretty it's the Cavaliers, of course.
Oh
They
yeah.
just made history being the second team, tying with a 15-0 record. So shout out to the Cavs. They obviously playing to win. They want to see how far they can go with this undefeated record. So now all of them are in a bag. They grinding. and they're getting the job done. So,
Hey, they got the Celtics next. The Celtics in 2 days.
game of the week right there.
Yep. So for me, in the East, the up and up, I gotta agree with you, the Cavs. But to see the Magic, I mean, granted, their record ain't the best, 8-6, but then the number 3 seed, the Magic. But imagine if Paolo wasn't injured. The difference it'd be on that team if Paolo wasn't injured. So I definitely think they on the up and up. I'm gonna be greedy like you were for the last piece of this. The Detroit Pistons, but my solid pick is the Magic. And then in the West, for the up and up, it's kind of hard to pick because it's up and up. Are we saying that they're true contenders for the NBA title? Not necessarily, but they starting to make a name for themselves on a nightly basis. You got to respect them. They showing up to compete. I'm giving it to the Houston Rockets, 10-4, number 3 spot in the West. They took out the Mavericks. They pretty much started the Mavericks on a journey of derailing. They gave Golden State Warriors a run for their money when we was up 20 and they came all the way back and it was a close game. They out here beating, they just smacked somebody tonight. So I'm giving it to the Rockets, and I don't think it's a shocker because we said before M.A. Udoka know how to take them young boys.
They almost 40 ball the Bulls.
Yeah.
They almost 40 ball the Bulls. Hey, quickly, you think Ventura will work on the Bucks?
Banchero? I think he would. Put him next to Giannis, put Banchero at the 3. Yeah. I think he would. Be even better. But I think the Bucks, if you get a Bucks like maybe like a LaMelo Ball, somebody he's a true point guard. He gonna run and gun. And he lengthy.
Keep Dame or get rid of him.
Get rid of Dame.
I'll get rid of
Dame. Because you don't want him, you don't want D Lil and LaMelo for defensive purposes. That's why I wouldn't want that, because LaMelo ain't no defensive player. If you want that, bring Lonzo. But we don't know what we're gonna get from Lonzo. So I would do, LaMelo. I would look into that. And I don't know how D Lil gonna feel about being in the Kakalakis, but hey, it is what it is. But hey, we appreciate y'all. Y'all know what it is. It's top of the key. That money time is coming near.
Hey.
Stay tuned. What's up, my boy?
The Kakalakis.
The Kakalakis,
Let it burn, you gon' get it back. These just my confessions. Stay in traffic, can't get picked off like no shit and duck. Keep one in the tuck. White